Alright, hey, hello everybody, and hello Death Sweeper. Welcome. This is going to be my first LOL coaching lesson, so I'll do my best. Tell me if there's anything you think I could do better. And yeah, let's get started. Let's get everyone in order. Looks like Death Sweeper is currently playing Vi. Everyone's in order. Alright. So this game we're going to be focusing solely on the Vi. Let's see, she started off with Hunter's Machete and was that a refillable potion? I don't exactly know what keystone she went. If it's let's see what she went in her other games real quick. And if you see the screen kind of go a little crazy, that's because I'm alt-tabbing to check out something real quick. What's she going real fast? Well, it doesn't say on op.gg. But let's talk about this game, what we can see from it right now. Kind of a weird team comp coming out of the blue side with the Yorick and Nivea. They got pretty good. They have like a decent team fight, good initiate from the Vi. You can get the movement speed going with the Sivir. So that's really what's going to keep these team fights alive. And Yorick can, if one of the carries gets really fed, just ult one of the carries, and that's an extra life right there to keep dealing damage. On this red side, we got, looks like it is a Garen top lane, Nautilus support, and a Volley in the jungles. And also a LeBlanc and a Tristana. It's good that you're starting W, or the Vi's starting W there. Really helps out on the on your first clear. I don't recommend punching the little ones first. They just don't deal that much damage enough to take them out to try and kill them first. You would take less damage by hitting the blue buff for those 3 hits. So definitely something to think about. You actually don't have too much AD. I'll have to ask you about your runes after this game. But yeah, pretty standard clear so far by you. Now you're looking a little beat up. Because what happens when you start topside, you don't get as good of a leash as if you have 2 people leashing for you. So if you were to start Krugs, you would get a better leash normally, and I would recommend you can clear your entire jungle, probably then back. Right about now, you might be able to clear some things, but you're like right now you're under like 70% health, and you got to clear you know, you're an extra camp. You cleared 4 camps. What I would have done in your position if I was starting topside for some reason, I would back. Since I have refillable potion, I just get another 2 charges. I would go clear my bottom side, clear red, and you could see even before you backed that mid lane was pushed up. So from there, you know you should have backed after the wolf camp. Come back, get your red buff, start looking towards mid lane to gank. If mid lane's not able to gank, bot lane's not able to gank, you clear your Krugs and your Raptor camp. So once that side of the jungle is clear, still nothing to gank, just roam, start heading towards top lane. Look for clearing your jungle along the way. That's one thing you don't want to do when you're jungling is waste time. You want to be able to plan out your path after you back, like exactly where you want to go. Because after you backed, you knew, alright, I have things on the bottom side of the jungle I have to clear. So you head towards the bottom, if there's nothing to gank, you start working your way towards top lane, and but clearing the camps along the way. You don't just want to, unless you really need to, like if someone's dying somewhere you need to get there fast, by all means. But under most circumstances, you want to work your way through the entire map, clearing camps as you go along to waste the least amount of time and just continue to be efficient. Now mid lane, Volibear ganked and got a kill right there. Let me actually go back and see how that happened real quick. Alright, so it just looks like Simple, she was overextended. That's not good. Where did the Volibear come from? Alright, so he was clearing over there. I'm assuming he came down from this top side in this area. And got a pretty good gank off. You do have a ward in your hand, in your pocket and stuff right now. You have the pink ward, and you also have a trinket ward. So yeah, he comes up. You definitely want to get those wards out of your inventory, like almost as soon as possible. Okay, I missed something. What did I miss? Let's back up a little bit. Okay. So this is good, you're clearing Scuttle Crab, gonna get vision. But yeah, you definitely want to place your pink ward down pretty soon. Try and get it in an area where you know Volibear is gonna gank. In the position you're at right now, you probably could beat Volibear in a 1v1, or at least you know you might have your team support. But instead of clearing your Raptors right now, you should be running immediately bot lane. And so you see, actually, they might get the kill. But if you notice that something's going down over here, you should be running bot lane to try and help them out, because you know they're in a 3v2 situation where you can make it a 3v3 situation. So just little things. Yeah, you probably got a couple CS and you're holding mid, but you just gotta think. Yeah, see they picked up a 1 for 2 there. What would have been best for you is to head bottom there. As soon as you see the Volibear, boom, start walking down there on the map. Part of that's just, you know, watching the map. But yeah, just keep your eyes on the mini map. When you see, and when you're around Raptors and you see them down there, you know they're gonna chase. They probably didn't have any vision of you. You didn't know that, but they didn't. So you want to be able to start walking over there and create that man advantage. So right now you're behind, down about 1,000 in gold, which that's nothing too bad at all. You're close to your ult, so looks like, yeah, you're gonna clear ground up, hit 6 and back. Once you hit 6 and you back, let's see how much gold you'll have. You have enough for your jungle item and probably a couple long swords. But at this point in time, you want to look at, alright, what can I do to impact the map? We're behind in pretty much every lane at the moment. Which lane can I actually get a gank off, guarantee a kill? And the first thing I would start looking top, because bot lane Sivir is perma-pushed the entire time, unless, well, Tristana kind of equalizes the lane out, but it looks like most of the time they're pushed up bot lane. So if you want to gank bot, I would ask them a couple minutes beforehand, hey, stop pushing your lane, I want to gank your lane. So the lane that's pushed up the farthest would be top lane, and would also probably be the easiest lane to gank. But you look at your laner and you see he has no health, so he would probably die in that kind of gank. So your best bet at this time would be to start looking bottom. Bottom, it's always, you can make it into a 3v2, which is always good. And you shouldn't be top right now. You're kind of wasting time at the moment, because he had teleport. He could have just teleported up there to get that CS. Another thing to think about, when you're the jungler, you have to make the enemy team, I know this might sound kind of stupid, but make them fear you. Make them feel like you are everywhere on this map. I mean, you don't want to, if you show yourself top lane, especially when you don't need to be, then you're losing pressure bottom lane. Pressure is all about what's implied. It's implied that you could be anywhere on the map until they see you. Now, I don't think you're going to get this kill on him at top. It just doesn't look like it, because he can just, Q away. You didn't have the slow from Yorick coming out. But back to what I was talking about with pressure. Pressure is it's just implied that you could be there or you could not. You want to make them think that the enemy laners think, okay, if I go in now, this is from the enemy laner's perspective. If I go in now, will Vi be there to kill me? You want to make them think that you are going to be there to kill them and keep your laner safe. How you do that is with warding and dewarding and different things like that. You want to put your wards down, like, see, you still, at the moment, you have your pink ward still in your inventory. Just, you want to get that pink ward down soon, because it's not doing anything in your inventory. They don't have a talent or anything, so it's not as important.
Shut down.
It's good. I see you walking down bottom right now. You should keep walking down bottom. Either that or push mid. They're going to get that down there. So it's good what you're doing right here, pushing mid, denying CS. But it's been about 2 or 3 minutes since you hit level 6, and pretty much as soon as you're able to, when you hit level 6, you know, with full health allowing and things like that, you want to hit the R button and get that gank off, because that'll give you, it'll get your team advantage faster, and it's just overall better for you if you get that R button off the first one as soon as possible, because that's a burned summoner spell, that's a kill for your team, that's more map pressure, things like that. So I heard you were having like trouble with like jungling and things like that. Let's see what you're doing. You're getting dragon right now. That's good you're getting dragon, but still that pink ward would be exactly what you need down to just make sure no one's gonna come and kill you. Or you make sure they don't know what you're doing at that time. Oh, you didn't play the pink ward right there. Just a little tip. Oh, so yeah, LeBlanc's coming for you. That's not good. Okay. Well, that sucks right there. It happens though. Don't worry about it. But how this can be avoided right here, and what a lot of people in higher elos do, and I do, you hold or you hit the A button and then left click into a bush. So you would click like hit the A button and left click. What that does is brings up your auto attack range and says I will attack the first target that comes up to me, or that is within range. Now don't do this all the time, but if you're walking through bushes that you're 95% no one's in there, you can do that and you'll start attacking a pink ward, or if you have a scanner on, you'll start attacking the ward, you know, right away. Or if you do know someone's in there and you want to auto attack them, you know, as soon as possible, you hit the A, left click. So that's just like a little you know, tip or trick that might help you out, so you notice things faster in the bush. So right now your team is doing, they're definitely coming back. You're even in gold, but oh, good flash Q, nice. Oh, see, I think you can get her. Good job. You got a little overzealous there with the ult. Next time, wait a second, because LeBlanc, I think it's a half a second cooldown, or maybe it's a second cooldown she's invisible for. But while she was invisible, I'll go back real quick just to show you. Shoot, I think this is it. Come on. Alright, so I'm gonna show this to you again. But while you could see that the chains were still on Anivia, and you could look and see which person the chains were attached to, and you saw that it wasn't the LeBlanc you ulted. But overall, you got the kill, so that's good there. Good job. Now, I don't know what you're gonna build yet. I'm just commenting on like what I think you should build at this point in time. You yourself, you did just get a kill, but you gotta look at your team comp and think, alright, we don't have a true tank. We're never gonna have like a Malphite or a Nautilus or Ramus level of tank on our team. And if you're ahead, that's okay, because then you can build as much damage normally as you want, and you'll still kill them, and it'll be fine. But right now you are ahead in gold, but it's still, if you're thinking about the team, when you get to team fights, if you get focused down, you're going to get melted pretty fast. Because you're going to be the one hitting the R button, going after the Tristana or the LeBlanc, who have like really long gap closers. So you're going to be going deep with that R button if you hit it on one of them. So you have to think to yourself, will I be able to survive the first round of spells? And you want to start to get like some tankier items. It's good you got the warrior, good you got some early damage. It's going to really help you out in your ganks. Definitely try to, I would recommend against their team, they're mostly AD, without, not counting the LeBlanc. So I would recommend like things like a Dead Man's Plate early on, like probably second or third item. Against them personally, I would probably go Dead Man's Plate second, and if I was feeling more confident in myself, I would go a Black Cleaver next, because then at that point you have 30% CDR, you get the armor shred, and you get the health, which is just a lot of good stats that'll keep you dealing out a lot of damage but still being tanky at the same time. That's what's really good about the bruiser junglers. Staying tanky and being able to deal damage at the same time. So you're always going to be a threat in team fights throughout most of the game. Now the Stalker's Blade you do have, it is good. I do enjoy going Stalker's Blade sometimes myself, depending on the game. But for most games, what's going to help you out is a Poacher's Knife. Getting a Poacher's Knife and keeping the yellow trinket for like the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game gives you so much map pressure, because then you can ward up, you can help your laners ward, because Lord knows, even though everyone has a trinket, they're gonna forget to ward sometimes. So make that your personal job to help them ward, okay? You'll have 4 wards most of the times, you know, probably like 3 wards, because your trinket won't always be up with 2 wards. But so you'll have several wards. Drop some wards around the map. Drop them like one around this area. This watches all around here and part of over here, so you can see if a jungler's coming to gank. Same thing on this side. For top lane, drop a ward in this tri-brush. Most of the time, junglers get lazy. They don't want to go all the way around this area to gank. So tri-brush is always a good ward. What I personally enjoy doing with my pink ward, I like dropping it in this bush for my laners. If they haven't bought one for themselves. If they have, I will drop my pink ward mid lane normally. I will either put it in this bush, like either this bush or that bush, because normally my mid laner will buy a pink ward of their own. But when you put a pink ward down, don't put it in the middle, don't put it over there, put it as close to your side of the map as possible, because you want to make it hard for the enemy to clear it if they attempt to clear it. So put it like just right there, and that'll help you out. Let's take a look at what you're doing.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So you just got a tower bot lane, and mid's gone. You see that Sivir's backing up on the mini-map, but Sona's not, because they're a little suicidal. And they were pinged off and everything, but what you want to do, keep pinging them, type to them in chat, let them know to get the heck out of there, okay? Like, don't be rude about it. Don't like spam ping them and like, hey, I told you like 1,000 times to get out of there. Don't do any of that. Just be like, hey guys, you seriously need to get out. I'm on my way. Ooh, good flash Q, another one, and an R to finish off the kill. Good job. But you're in kind of deep right now. Oh. You might want to try to get out of there. Yeah. I approve your valiant effort to try and get the kill, but you actually could have survived that one. because Volibear's Q was, I think he was on cooldown. Let me double check before I say the wrong thing and mess things up. Yeah, so Volibear's Q was on cooldown there, and he wasn't gonna be able to chase you. You're about this area when you queued forward towards LeBlanc. So if you would have queued this direction, he wouldn't have had the movement speed to chase you. So it's just little things, but you would have been able to live there and got that 1-for-1 trade instead of with the LeBlanc Sona, instead of making a 2-for-1 in favor of the enemy. Other little things. Let's see. So looking at the scoreboard at the moment, you can see that LeBlanc is the most fed on their team, while the kill distribution for your team is actually pretty spread out, which isn't a bad thing. It's pretty good, because you can see that your Sivir's hitting. She's working on her second item now. Tristana hit her first item, and she's kind of working on about the same thing. Definitely get those pink wards down earlier, man. Like, that should be the, like, right after you back, you buy a pink ward, you want to either put it down right away or clear a camp and put it down. Alright. So, you see right here, they have, you know they have a ward right here. You just gotta be a little careful because you know there's 4 people in this area and you don't have any wards covering it. It's good you're grouping down there, but you see him getting ganked. Let's see, what are you gonna do? Oh shit, yeah. It's definitely time to run. You don't want to go into that because you know most of them have they have pretty full health bars at the moment, and that just wouldn't be good for you. So best thing to do would be to just let this dragon die. Oh, got a kill. Good stuff. Can you steal it? Ah, you smited a little bit too early, but that's okay, man. Ooh, got the Yorick ult. Looks like you turned this around. There will be a kill coming out. Alright, y'all did do a pretty good job turning it around there. Good confidence on going in with the TP, knowing Yorick had ultimate. Alright, y'all, actually, what would be the best thing for y'all to do right now, y'all see a huge wave bottom. So yeah, Yorick's pinging to push it. That's good, that's good. So, if your teammates don't normally do that, and you see a wave like that, tell them, get down bottom, push that wave out, and you can get the tower. Because you're trading the bottom inner for, it's not even going to be the top outer because there's no damage on it, he can't take it in time. So good trade, pretty good fight overall. You see Anivia pushing mid, getting some tower damage there. I noticed you went full Maul, which it's definitely good to upgrade Maul earlier, but you just don't need it when there's the 1 AP on the team. Most of the time, she's not going to be going for you, so I agree to upgrade it later on, but definitely not second item Maul. Maybe second item Hex Drinker and leave it at that. Because you can see they have a lot of physical damage between the Garen, who's building Black Cleaver, between the Volibear, who can chomp you for a lot of your health, and the Tristana, who's going to just sit there and keep DPSing you down and critting you. And another thing about the jungle right now, mobility and just movement speed is just really important. And you've had Boots 1 for almost 22 minutes now. I would say I would recommend buying Boots 2 after your jungle item, or even before under some circumstances, depending on what jungler you're playing. Yeah, this catch right here was just kind of, I'm not going to say it was bad luck, it was just poor, it was just kind of poor timing and things like that. Another little trick that might help you out, this is a good ward right here. It gives pretty good vision, but something better to do, especially if you don't have vision of this area already, you don't know where they're at. Put the ward over the wall right here, and it'll see this entire area. That's better when you don't have vision of this area, because then things like that can happen again. You can just walk into, you can just walk over here and just, you know, 2 people around the corner. So if you're not sure, you don't have vision of here or like around here, put it over the wall, and that's a better spot than this at that moment in time. All right, back to what I was saying about builds. Actually, let me check something real quick. I hope this is recording. I'm gonna be super salty if it's not. I think it should be recording. Hey, what's up, Keenan? Alright. I know this is the 3rd time I said this, but builds. You know you want some armor, you know you want some health. It's good you have the chain vest. But, oh, I was talking about boots beforehand, my bad. You definitely want to get boots, I'd say after your jungle item. Or even before. If you're playing Udyr, you probably want to rush, Swifties, Boots of Swiftness, because that helps you in your ganks a lot, because you don't have a gap closer. Oh, shoot, let me... I think, yeah, this death right here was just pretty much, I'll rewind, but I'm pretty sure you're overextended. A little too far. But yeah, you want to get the Swifties normally on most champions in the jungle at the moment, just because it offers so much movement speed, reduced slowing effects, and even against their team, because they don't have like an Amumu, they don't have someone else who's going to snare you or stun you for long amounts of time. So you should be fine with Swifties, and that'll help you get around the map faster and just create pressure all over the map. Yeah, this right here, just, you were too far in, you didn't have vision of the enemy team. Now, if I was y'all, and you see 4 people top, or if you, and you didn't see him anywhere on the map, you should ping your team back, like, ping your Yorick back, say, hey, we don't have vision of them, we need to get out of here. Because you have your Sivir bottom, your Nivea, and your Sona around mid, so you have pressure in the other parts of the map, and you know they're not there, but you don't. That means they're probably right around the corner trying to kill you top lane. Another thing that I noticed recently, or I noticed during your match, dragon control. It's definitely. It's an important thing. It's not a big deal if you let the enemy team get like a dragon or 2. That's okay. You don't want them to hit 5 dragons, obviously. But the very first dragon, or the very first 2 dragons, I would say, would be the most important for your purposes. Because you get the extra attack damage and ability power. That's going to help your team. That's really good. And the second one would be the extra damage to turrets, which will also help your team push faster, which would be really good in your current comp because you have a Sivir who can push really fast anyway. Alright. Alright, you were in deep. You ulted the clone, it's not good. But now it's okay, we all ult the clone sometimes. Trust me, it happens to the best of us, man. But you can't just go in like that without the pressure, because what you saw right here, the Sona ulted, all of them were ulted, and you went in with your Q, you missed, I think you missed the Q or something, and then you hit the R button in the middle of 4 of them. And really, you just can't do that with how you're not tanky. You're just gonna die really fast. It looks like your Sivir ended up picking up some kills, which is good, but you wanna jump in when your Sivir's in position. You wanna jump in when your Yorick was there to hit you with the R button, so you can come back and, you know, deal more damage. But it's more. So what I've noticed with you in these team fights, just, you know, pick your times to go in a little better. Go in with your team, and make sure they're able to follow up with you when you do go in. Be like, all right, do the just ping to say, hey, I'm going in, and then that way your Sivir knows, all right, she's going in like the next couple seconds. I'm gonna pop the R button, so she gets movement speed and she can get in there faster. So, you know, just make sure you communicate to your team that, hey, I have R, I see them. I mean, you don't have to type it in, just, you know, ping, target, and click on the target you want to go in on. And that way you just got to give your team a heads up to, hey, this is what we're doing if you're trying to do that. That way, even if you do die, you have backup. You can... Sivir could have gotten the triple kill earlier. Oh, good ult, but she's gonna R back. Damn, you're doing pretty good with those flash Qs, man. That was a little Sivir misposition there, but that's fine. So I hope I can help you out too, Keenan. Let's see, you have 94 CS. That's actually pretty good at the moment. You should definitely be farming your jungle though. It's good to stay grouped with your team, but try and keep your jungle clear as best you can, because that's gold that's sitting there. You want to get that as soon as you can, get the experience too. So just keep that in mind. If there's no dragon up, if there's no tower that your team's trying to push, clear your jungle, back, get your items, and then you'll be stronger for whatever next objective you're trying to take. You actually have really good wards around Baron as a team. You got Scuttle, you got that, the Trinket ward. Dragon's not going to be up for a little while, so you have time there. Now, what I would do if I was, definitely upgrade your boots. You got the Dead Man's Plate right now. That's good. That's going to help you get in position and give you some good stats to stay alive in these fights. Team's getting caught right now, but they actually pick up a kill, which is really good. Oh no, Nivea got flipped in the middle of the fight. Let's see, I see you here. Let's see, what are you going to do? Got to the back line, knocked out the Tristana. Very good fight. So you taking out that Tristana there really helped carry the fight out. Nice. Good job. That was good that y'all got that fight. Really, you really capitalized after LeBlanc blew cooldowns on Sona. Just you gotta be careful though. You don't want your teammates to get caught out. So if you ever see like you're not there, maybe that situation this wouldn't apply. But if you see that you're not there and you know the enemy's closing in like 5v4 on your team, just ping them off. Be like, hey, I'm not there. Just be careful. Don't fight. Things like that. That's just little communication things you should try and say to your teammates just to help them out. Make sure they don't get caught out too. Since, we all got to help out, you got to help out your team. Another thing right there, I was talking about earlier with the ward. If you're hitting A and moving into a bush and left clicking into a bush, you'll hit like a ward that you can see, a pink ward or a trinket ward or whatever. Something, just a little something that helps me out. I know, because I miss pink. I used to miss pink wards too until I started doing that, and then now you just don't miss them. Yeah. Let's see, what else you do have the sweeper, that's pretty good. See, now here's the problem with going blue smite. You do have a little extra damage, which is good. You've been dealing a lot of damage to Tristana and knocking her out, things like that. But you just don't have the same vision or map pressure without a poacher's knife. Now, this is really up to you. But the poacher's knife just offers it gives you those 2 extra wards because it just helps you out a lot more with map control, especially when you're trying to take like Baron or Dragon, and you just need to get the wards down for your team. Let's see, how much gold do you have at the moment? Okay, you're waiting for a little bit more magic resist. That's not bad. I would still recommend more health. Because I don't know, when you get flat resist, like if you get armor or magic resist, obviously armor doesn't help you against magic damage, or magic resist doesn't help you against armor. But if you buy health, that increases your health pool, which will just keep you alive longer. which in this case, instead of buying that the no magic mantle, I would have recommended buying like a ruby crystal, and then instead of the extra 15 or so MR, that would have helped you out a little bit more, because the more armor and magic resist you get, the less effective it is at reducing a percentage amount of the damage you take from that from like magic damage or armor. So sometimes getting flat health is better off than getting the like the extra 15 magic resist or so. Let's see. Definitely get tankier. I know I sounds like I'm preaching to the choir, but you know, you definitely got to get tanky when there's a Garen, a Volibear, and a Null. It's just these big tanks that are gonna just rip you apart once you hit the R button. So you just gotta watch out for that. Now the really good thing about your team, you have the Anivia. You can stall, you can clear waves. That's what you got going for you when they push on you. It looks like they are trying to take this dragon right now. You'll have Scuttle, it looks like, so you know they're trying to do this. Ult goes out onto Anivia, and you go in onto the LeBlanc. You flash over the wall, get the ult onto LeBlanc, gonna pick up the kill, good job. Now you're behind enemy lines. Yorick had the ult, so it doesn't actually look like you lost anyone besides the Yorick. So that was a really good idea. You had to go over the wall and cut them off. And it looks like you're actually going to end here, which is good. So, good game with that. Yeah, you have enough time to end easy. Alright, so I guess that's the end of my, I guess, game analysis for you. What I got to say is keep an eye on the map. Early on when your team was scrapping with the enemy jungler, you weren't there fast enough, or you just didn't go at all because maybe you didn't see them or for some reason. So definitely keep your eye on the map. When you're doing a jungle camp and you're sitting there auto-attacking it with, you know, no cooldowns available, just straight look at your map. You don't need to see yourself punch the monster over and over again. And even look at the map when you're moving in between camps. You don't really need to look directly at your champion the whole time. Put down your pink ward, man. You had that one pink ward in your inventory for 5 or 6 minutes since you bought it. I think from like 5 minutes to 10. So put your pink ward down. When you know you're gonna dive in like that when you're playing Vi, and you know there's a lot of tanks that are just gonna maul your face and get tankier sooner. You definitely have a good score, 764. That's nothing to laugh at as a good score, but you would have less deaths, and you would still probably have at least around the same amount of kills if you were just a little bit tankier, and that would just keep them from getting more gold and things like that. The LeBlanc was really on point that game. 14 kills. She was pretty much their entire team. But you did a good job taking out the Tristana, and the LeBlanc wasn't able to actually kill anyone because of the Yorick ult. So you did a good job splitting up their team. The flash Qs, very good. See, that's why that makes me want to recommend Gragas for you even more, because if you can get the flash Q on Vi, the flash body slam on Gragas is, you know, it's only a small step away. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say at the moment, so I guess I hope this video helped you out a little bit, and if you have any comments or anything about my coaching, just feel free to tell me, put it in my review later, and good luck on the Rift, and thank you for watching.